What's up, guys? Shane here, back with Erin Hurley, and today she's going to be talking about some examples of open guard.
Yep. So in jiu-jitsu, I think it's the only sport or martial art where being on bottom is not a bad thing. You can submit on bottom, you can end a fight on bottom, and that's what I come in is like as a guardeira, as you would say in Portuguese. I really love the guard. I love playing off my back. It's really an aggressive position depending on which guard you're playing, right? And they each have their own goals. So today I'm going to go over X guard, I'm going to go over De La Riva guard, and Spider guard.
Cool. Let's take a look.
So to enter the X guard, I just need to get underneath. So it's required that he is standing, which most case when someone is passing guard, they're most likely going to stand. It's a lot easier with the footwork and to evade the grips, okay? So the easiest grips for me to make are actually on the pants or the ankles. So if I just grab, I can scoot in and I can grab one side because it requires me to be perpendicular. And now I'm in X guard. X guard is using the hooks, okay? I prefer to grab over the leg. And as I grab, the corner of my elbow is in the back of his foot, like on his Achilles, okay? And the only reason I need to keep it tight is because if he were to lift his leg, I go with, right? I'm glued to him. And the same goes on this leg. So I need to have pressure between my 2 feet by opening up my knees like this. And I'm flexing my foot. If I have floppy feet, it's gonna be real easy for him to just walk out of that, right? And if I did have my hooks, but I didn't have tension with my knees, then it still would be easy for him to kick out, right? So now I've got both. I have my hooks tight and my knees are wide. Now try. And I go with, right? So now I'm glued, okay? So my goal here usually is just to sweep and get on top, okay? And to frustrate. So this is a very frustrating guard because I can control his base, right? I can push, I can pull, I can go with. And in order to sweep, it'd be pretty easy for me to just slide 1 foot down and open, just like this. Come up in a safe manner, got my knee in the middle, and I'm ready to pass. So in a competition, that would be 2 points to be rewarded that way. Otherwise, it would be closer to submission, closer to more dominant position, whichever. So I'm just tangling myself with him, and I'm staying glued. So if he moves, I'm gonna go with him. If he tries to do a back step, I'm gonna take him down. So it's a real kind of more playful position that you can move around with, and you can go off of whatever your opponent is trying to do. I prefer to go backwards, roll backwards like I just did.
What was the other variation? You said you're going overhook, but is traditionally it the other way?
It would be over my shoulder. So from here, I would have the foot over my shoulder, and now I would cup the knee, and I would open the knee like this.
Okay.
Right? So I can control this as well.
Got it.
Right? So I want to keep this tight so that I can extend, come up on my elbow, right? Here. And come up for a technical stand-up. Here.
Right.
And then, foot sweep, right? But for me, I prefer to stay on bottom. Maybe I'm lazy. Maybe it's just I prefer to be more in a ball rather than having to chase some single leg or turn it into wrestling. Or because once I'm down, I like to stay down. So this is a good way to actually keep the leg. And me coming on top also allows me to go for the foot. So if I sweep you, this is a good position for me to go for an ankle lock as well. So if I'm playing guard, I'm automatically on my back or I'm sitting up, right? I'm gonna choose to be on my back and he's gonna engage, okay? It's his burden, right? This is not a UFC fight, it's not an MMA fight where if he decides to back up, I have to come up and fight his game, right? Jiu-jitsu is on the ground. Once we're on the ground, you stay on the ground unless the person on bottom chooses to come up and they play the stand-up battle again. So from here, it's his burden to engage. If he doesn't, in a competition, the ref's gonna say, okay, penalty after 15 seconds or whichever it is. So as he steps in, it doesn't really matter what he does. He has to get close to me, right? So it's his footwork, especially if he's trying to dance around too much. And as soon as he gets step closer, I'm gonna grab, okay? Under my leg, okay? Because now my leg is gonna wrap.
Similar to the X guard, I'm flexing my foot, okay? And I want to be behind his knee. And I want to keep my knee, like I want his to bend, okay? And my other foot is going to be on the thigh, the inner thigh. Not too low, not too high. I want to use it to compromise his base, okay? You can actually transfer to a lot of other things like sit-up guards. So if I wanted to sit up, especially if I were to pull, what is he going to do? Pull back. Boom. And now I'm here wrapped around the leg. So, but De La Riva is a really good way to just mess with someone's base. So if I wanted to push, pull, right? I can bring him up and roll, okay?
I was not ready for that.
So I can control his legs. It's similar to the X guard, but I'm not all the way under. So if I can even start grabbing the sleeves and then go to the feet. I just need to keep him engaged with me, okay? In no-gi, you could always grab the ankle. Some people will always choose to grab the ankle even if the gi is on. So from here, I can actually mess with the lapel. I can mess with the sleeves. There's a lot of situations you can do from here. But you can take the back. So if I were to extend this leg all the way through, like so, and I just, look at it, making him walk, all because I'm just moving my leg, grab the back, make him go for a ride. Get the seatbelt, get the hooks, and I have the back. So it's a transitional situation. There's a lot of submissions you can actually shoot up because they're not expecting it as well. So from here, I can go from here, and if I made the jump, I can come up to like an omoplata, I can come up for triangle, things like this.
Yeah.
So it's just to sort of like mess with the base in a way, especially if I'm able to pull down, right? Because I can lift you and other things. The most important part is to keep my foot engaged around the leg, just like that.
Your legs are strong.
Thank you. Spider guard is a guard that requires my grips to be on his sleeves at all times. There are hybrid. You could actually do a spider De La Riva, things like that. You can transfer really well to the X guard from spider guard, but it requires me to have the grips, okay? So ideally, I would get the grips first. And by grips, I'm talking pocket grip, right? So I'm only grabbing, I'm using my thumb, right? Initially to fold it over, and then my fingers are going through like a hook or pocket, and my thumbs are usually pretty relaxed. Sometimes they're inside, but normally in order to keep my thumbs sort of attached to my body and not get them like, tangled up in these humongous sleeves, I'm gonna actually keep them on the outside. So from here, I don't wanna just pull him to me, because if he decides to do a little whoop and walk around, I just pulled him into my side control. So from here, I'm actually gonna scoot under and put my knees to my chest. Now my feet are gonna go to his biceps, okay? Notice how my hips went up directly after I made contact. So I want my feet to be in the crevice of his elbow, right? So even if you start here, you can always slide down because you'll find it, right? This is where you wanna be. I'm gonna curl my toes like a little monkey grip, okay? I wanna keep attached, okay? It should actually be called puppet guard. Because I'm making him look like my puppet, and he can move wherever I put him. So from here, I have my grips, and now I'm gonna choose a side. But first, I'm gonna keep my legs heavy, because if I just am here, it's really easy for him to circle his hands, right, and to negate the whole position. So from here, I'm actually gonna use my toes, and I'm gonna almost step on his biceps, make it heavy. It's a lot harder for him. Now I'm gonna pick a side. Whichever hip I'm on, that's the leg I'm extending. And this is always tension, similar to the X guard when we bring our knees out. That's what I want. I want to make you feel like I'm spreading you out, okay? And if your foot comes off, that's okay. If the side of your foot is only there, that's fine because you're gripping and it's full tension. Now, I go back to the center. And I extend this one. This is open, right? Back to the center, here. Now, the best thing about this is, look, where I'm isolating is your arms. So it's real easy to shoot for a triangle or an armbar or an omoplata. That's the easiest way because this foot is no longer trapped and I can lock it up. So I also love to play with where you're standing and your weight so I can bring you overhead. If I just lift my hips, you're going over.
Yeah.
But I won't. I'm gonna push it. So once you have the spider guard, right? It's gonna be really frustrating, similar to the X guard because I'm messing with his base. But what I love about it is if I wanted to keep one, look, I can come here, I can go De La Riva with it, right? There's a lot of hooks.
It's like one of those hybrid guards that you can really, really play with. But the key is to always keep the sleeves, okay? Because as soon as I let go, that's when you start, exactly. Hey.
Yeah, you taught me that.
Yep. So from here, I need to keep the sleeves. It doesn't matter if I have my foot on the hip. I need to keep the sleeves.
Got it. Keep the sleeves.
Keep the sleeves. So as soon as you make the grips, keep them. You'll go a long way. You can do a lot of things. I can sweep. But I still got the sleeves. So Spider Guard, really great for hybrid, really great for moving the person however you want because it's similar to a puppet guard, and really great for shooting submissions because I can pull you in deeper into my guard.
Awesome. So that was the
Spider
Spider Guard, De La Riva, and then before that was
And the X Guard.
the X Guard. So there you guys go. I'm sure you have specific questions based on what Erin covered, you know, some of the sweeps, some of the transitions, some of the submissions. So drop us a comment and let her know what you want her to cover in the next video. Until then, check out Erin. Her Instagram is in the link below. Don't send her any DMs. Don't creep in the DMs. No, I guess you can. I
You
don't know.
can. I might just ignore them. Just that one guy. That one guy.
That
If you
one.
message me, I'll answer.
There's that one guy? There's
Just
always
that one guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Always that one guy. I love that one guy.
Shout out to that one guy. All right, guys. Until then, subscribe to get the fight tips before your opponent does. I'm Shane.
Aaron?
Fight tips for the underdogs.